Indiana Jones, It's a podcast about Indiana Jones. Every movie, 1 minute at a time. The Indiana Jones Minute.
Welcome back to the Indiana Jones Minute. This is the show where we are discussing the film Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny 3 minutes at a time. My name is Tom Taylor.
My name is Pete Mubbert, and Tοῦτο ἐλίθιόν ἐστιν.
Yeah,
I just said this is stupid in classical Greek.
Didn't you get like a study, like a Greek minor studies or
I
something?
did, yeah, classics, yeah.
Just for this.
Yeah.
Just for that, would you be
finally
able
paid
to
off.
to jump in on this conversation with Archimedes?
I would have been able to jump in on Archimedes' part, but not Indy and Helena. I can't understand anything they're saying.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. Well,
Because
anyway,
they're like are like gig like
Oh.
this, and then their accent's really funny, and yeah.
You mean to tell me this whole time that you're like, oh yeah, I would have understood Archimedes, but I wouldn't have understood Indiana Jones speaking.
Joker.
I'm Gerald Christopher. I need to do this Porter.
Aw. We are here to discuss minutes 136 through 138 of this movie, and these minutes begin with Tiddly doing something Indiana Jones has never before done, landing a plane. Helena is still trying to get Indy up, but she is interrupted as that one soldier we identified with attacks Indy but is shot dead with arrows before he can. The murderers are Archimedes guys who try to convince him to stay away from Indy, but he approaches and asks how far they've come, and Indy tells them 2,000 years, but that they never expected to meet the famous and handsome Archimedes. Archimedes presents Indy with the dial and Fuller's watch and says that Indy was always going to meet him. Helena is almost as annoyed as I am and pleads with Archimedes to tell Indy that he has to leave. Getting no help from anyone, she does what Indy himself would do and punches him in the face. Cut to black, and we fade into Indy's 1960s apartment where clothes are drying out on a line out the window, and Indy is waking up in bed.
So since Andrew J. Hawthorne isn't here, I'm just going to call you both jackals and say, I love how happy that Teddy is right in this moment. I enjoy that. And I would also like to say that is the last probably positive thing I'm going to say about this movie. I was on board for several minutes and I was
You had a good run. You had a good run.
Right after Teddy here, it's woo.
It gets real dumb.
You finally got on the crest of the wave of positivity.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then I drowned.
And then you drowned. Yeah. You didn't quite make it into the shore.
No,
Given that this is like the last, I think this is literally the last instant we see Teddy in this movie. I will just say that I'm not going to keep calling him. I'm not going to go back to calling him Teddy. I like Tiddly, but that's not meant as disrespect. That's just, hey, he's our guy Tiddly. Like for the show, he's Tiddly. I don't know.
If you had told me at the beginning of this movie that the high point of the movie that I went out on was Teddy, I would have been very surprised. I'll say that.
Yeah, me too.
Wait, hang on. Do we never see Tiddly again?
No, that's it. He lands a plane, and that's it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
And then
Helena
we can
gives him
assume that I guess
that weird mommy kind of good job, little boy.
Helena,
Yeah.
you're not watching. I landed a plane. You watching?
Hey, all right. So what? So he says that, and for a moment, I did see a slightly different timbre in their relationship. It was a little bit like bravo, kind of like it was a little mother-child.
It was
thing.
weird. It was, but it was also super fake, and it was.
It's too bad. Yeah, it's like I feel like she is excited, but she's in the middle of something, and she can't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I
so
think
many
that's why
moms
it's
before
motherly.
her,
It's
she
like,
can't.
yeah.
She doesn't give a damn.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Mommy's trying to drink Teddy. That is very good. Good plane landing. Okay.
Oh my God. Mommy's trying to take with Phil Donahue on.
Yeah.
Oh. No, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, good or bad, it's just for some reason they don't seem to have that relationship for most of the movie. They're like, they're almost like business partners.
You might
or
say the
something.
same thing about Helena and Indy.
Curious.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've developed a brand new relationship here with a minute and a half to go in the movie.
Well,
That's how these things work sometimes.
yeah.
Things just sorta
They kind of
happen.
should have,
You know
anyway.
what else? Things just kind of happen. I'm very confused by this World War II D-Day Omaha Beach hedgehog that they've constructed out of sharpened logs.
I saw that.
Oh, that thing. Yeah.
You're not alone.
I have never seen any reference to anything like that in the ancient world, and I don't know what it would be like, unless Archimedes traveled to World War II with the dial and saw tanks and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna come back and put a tank trap here," because that's not going to stop people. It's not going to stop a cart. You just roll by because there's just one of them. It's not a palisade.
And it's like way up on the beach too. It's like
it's really weird.
So was that? Do you think that was just thrown in as like, see, this is what it's like when you're in the middle of a battle?
I think someone was like, "Oh, let's make some modern stuff look ancient.
Yeah,
Let's make it out of logs and sharpen the logs
You know
instead
what?
of out of steel."
I would call you crazy and picayune and an asshole, except that I noticed that too.
It's weird. It's a weird thing
Yeah.
because it's just all by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We, Jerry, you spent a lot of time trying to figure out that the one soldier, the I guess he's Roman, who we identify with. They're like, oh, he's the guy we got to zero in on because it'll pay off in some way. And not since Scatman Crothers in The Shining, who goes all the way from Florida to Colorado to save the kid, and the second he gets there, he gets an axe in the stomach. Has there been a character with so much buildup and just have him die immediately?
But he had character. He was fascinating. He was great. Scatman Crothers had he had gravitas. He brought something to the movie. This
when
guy
someone
brought
burns toe.
nothing. Like, I don't understand this guy. Like, why is he here?
Yeah, I honestly don't know, Pete.
I think he's here to sort of to add an element of danger.
No.
Okay.
And he's like, it's they do it so like Hollywood style. Like, he comes running up and then he gets shot. And he does that like vacant stare as he's shot and falls to his knees. Like, the whole thing's just weird.
No, not him. I looked at him twice. No, he can't be dead.
Look, in so many movies, there's always one big, that guy is our, fracas seeker.
Yeah, but how did he know to
Right?
seek the fracas? Like, how did he?
He has nothing to do with anything. Sometimes you just have a fracas seeker.
I would say the fracas seeker is the big guy that Teddy drowned.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sort of.
This guy,
he is. He's the
like,
fracas seeker.
This guy, I don't understand why he made a beeline for Indy and Helena, why he would have thought, like, even if he saw the parachute coming out of the plane, why wouldn't he have thought they were escaping from a dragon rather than they were
Right. He
part
needs
of a dragon?
He needs his help.
None of it makes any sense. And he's so, like, his only mission in life is to kill Indy and Helena.
Yeah, it is.
It makes zero sense. None of it makes any sense at all.
Sense. And I'm still going to surf this as far as I can. It makes absolutely no sense, and I'll say no. You know what he's doing? He's the guy he's sort of the harbinger of, hey, Indy can't be doing this. That man is out of time, and he's doing it wrong, and I need to destroy him because he's going to remain here.
Yeah.
And maybe he was a guy that just he got his wires crossed with Helena, and he's like he doesn't know that Helena's gonna pop Indy in the face and drag him back to the future, and that guy is sort of just timeless. He's like, this man can't do this in all time plot, in all time points and all places. There's always going to be that guy. Hopefully, with a little bit of luck, he'll catch the Indy interloper.
So maybe he's a time traveler. Like, maybe he because he's a time traveler. He's actually from New Jersey and he knows what's going on. So he's going to stop.
This could be the actor in the movie, and they shot him because he was going to kill Harrison Ford. He read this. He read this scene that's coming up, and he's furious. He's like, "No, I'm a huge Indy fan. You can't.
I can't let his career end like this."
I can't. No, you know what? Look, I'm working hard here. No, I have no idea other than he provides an element of tension at the very end, and Archimedes guy shoots him. and it makes no sense.
If there had been a little more buildup of that guy, which we don't need, we don't need any of this, but if that was going to work, you would need a little bit more.
You just don't need that guy.
But at least give him a reason to be trying to kill him, or it just, it's none of it makes it. But he's like the Terminator, or who's the bad guy, that cop in the Terminator T2?
Yeah.
He's like that guy. He's just relentless, but there's no reason for him to be relentless.
No,
it
doesn't make any sense.
And then some nerds shoot him to death, some science nerds.
You know what is a nice touch though, and I do wonder who comes up with this idea. He gets an arrow and it goes "Whoa," and he goes "Ah," and then he gets another one "Wah!" and you're like, oh, that felt satisfying.
It went right between the ribs.
Yeah, I don't know what it's like. Who is he gets shot once? No, twice. Yeah, well done.
Just
That's the director talking guy.
He's shot once for each time we've seen him in the movie. For a second.
And they do show him whatever it was last week, and he's like, whoa. he lets out the bad
parachutes.
Gun.
Not on my beach.
Yeah.
We'll just see about this. How does Indiana Jones know that that's Archimedes?
No
this
idea.
old man comes at him and he says,
other than the fact that he's handed in the dial.
I guess so. Yeah.
Well, he seems like he knew it was Archimedes before then.
Gosh, I'm going to do the heavy positive lifting here on this minute.
All right.
All right.
I hope you
limbered up. It wouldn't normally make sense, except that earlier in the movie, he gave that speech of, I've seen a lot of things.
Okay.
Right?
Indy does. Yeah.
So I think he's saying, all right, this has got to be Archimedes. I've seen all I've been shot 9 times. I've had voodoo. So I think it's sort of like he's, as an assemblage of his knowledge and experience. He's like, of course, me being Indy, that's got to be Archimedes.
He's a very entitled movie hero. He's like, that's got to be the main guy, right? I'm the main guy in the movie, so that's
make it a memorable moment. Make it it's a completely non-memorable moment. It doesn't mean anything at all. This should be first contact. This should be Richard Dreyfuss meeting the alien and Close Encounters.
You don't like it being bogged down in nonsense, Pete? And absolute nothing?
No.
He built it to bring help. Or whatever he says. He built it to
that doesn't make any sense either.
Makes no sense.
Well, also Archimedes died during the Roman invasion of Syracuse. So whatever she's saying they helped him, they didn't. He dies in the next.
And even if he doesn't,
anyway.
I don't know that he. I didn't know that he dies, but that makes total he sees that he's under attack, and he's like, "Quick! I got to build a thing. Find any metal you can and some screws. I'm going to build a thing that's going to find a vortex in the sky that'll make an Indiana Jones show up and save us." It doesn't make any sense at all.
He's been working on it for a while.
Okay.
And then he finally got the last. I see how this whole little 3 minutes is going to go for us on this episode.
Uh-huh.
I want you to explain it to us because you seem to be the guy that understands. I don't understand anything that's happening, so I want to understand.
Listen, it's okay. The elephant on the beach is. Do we need to have this entire Archimedes segment?
No.
Okay, obviously.
Yes.
So Tommy?
Well, I think yes, but it could have been good, and it could have explained what's happening in the movie and what the point of the movie is, and it didn't do any of that.
Okay, so Tommy, your vote is no.
Well, okay, my vote is no, but it's based on, I've been saying this for a while now, knowing that this scene was coming. The idea that the Antikythera can only bring you here to meet Archimedes is so silly that it makes Archimedes being in the movie silly. But if that wasn't part of it, and Indiana Jones did just meet Archimedes, the guy who built this thing, that could be cool and satisfying, but it's bogged down in this nonsense.
Pete?
Why did Archimedes want him? Why did he? I don't understand why Archimedes made it a thing that would bring him here.
And
what does he want from him?
Right, yeah. And what are the odds that somebody who's actually helpful... he doesn't know that there's going to be airplanes. He doesn't know that anybody's going to build a sky machine that can come out of the vortex in the sky. It's so much of a leap for even Archimedes.
And why did he expect him to come right at this moment? Well,
exactly. Yeah. Luckily, this vortex showed up exactly when I needed it to. Like, did he build another Antikythera first to predict when this one was going to show up? And then he built this one to, like, send back forward in time or something?
Maybe he did and a tank drove through, and that's why he built the tank trap.
Oh, so it really is Time Bandits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it did make me think of Time Bandits. So I'm thinking that, like we talk about, Tommy, I'm having that problem where there's so much spit in my mouth.
You're excited. You want to talk about the movie?
Like a middle school trumpet player.
Hey, where's your spit valve, Jerry?
It'll like
That's
right
not
under my
your spit
Adam's
valve?
apple. I press a button.
Ew.
No. No, so we talked about this. So they always show you the thing. The Ark of the Covenant being open, right? They show you the voodoo that happens with the Shankara stones.
Yeah.
Right. They show they do drink from the Grail. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah, they have to show it.
Yeah, I guess it's thoroughly consistent and on brand that he's going to meet Archimedes.
Well, no, but showing it is having him go back in time. Like, that's using the thing and showing it and making it happen. And
okay, so you're saying that if they had just flown over the Battle of Syracuse, that would have been enough.
Yeah, or even landed and had this argument about Indiana Jones staying and stuff.
Okay,
yeah, that's the big thing. Having, it's like if in Raiders he met God or something.
Yeah,
at the end of the
Yahweh's
thing.
face,
It worked in
and
Star
it's
Trek 5, but it wouldn't work as well here, I don't think.
Did it?
Well, no, I'm being silly, Pete, of course, because they don't actually meet God. It's not a God, it's just some creature who says he's God. So, I'm being silly.
I do think one of the best lines I love that line where he says, the guy goes, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I'm asking God a question."
That guy is Captain James T. Kirk, by the way.
Wait, who? Oh, that's what. Oh, is that Scott? Does Spock say, "I'm asking God a question"?
No, Kirk. Oh no, yeah, Kirk says it. Kirk says that.
Who's the guy that says?
Oh, Bones.
Oh, it's Bones. Okay.
Yeah, this is fun.
I just remembered someone.
Okay, all right. Do you think wrapping up the entire franchise, there's meaning here? Archimedes hands Indy the treasure. You got to think about that.
Well, Indiana Jones already had the treasure. The treasure's kind of like a dud now. It's like spent. It's
Well, okay. You brought up something. I've got something about that takes place right after it, but it is tied in beautifully. This whole franchise ends with Indy having no agency over his own decisions or his adventure. Like, this whole franchise ends with him having no ability to decide what he wants, which is the argument people were making about the first movies, that he didn't need to be in it. But the whole thing ends with him having no control over anything, including Archimedes handing him the die. Like, every single part of it is Indy has no control over anything. And maybe it's a nice meditation on the lack of free will. I don't know. It makes no sense compared to the rest of the movies.
I've thought a lot about your this stance of yours on this, which does make sense. You do want him to be able to make up his own mind about his life and everything and stuff. And I think what would have helped this whole thing is because you get the sense that, he had that scene on the boat where he's talking about Mutt and Marion and everything. And you get the sense like, you know what? My life sucks. I don't have enough. There's not enough Sanka with whiskey in it to get me through the day. I'm retired. I'm bored. My neighbors
watching
suck.
Phil Donahue drinking.
Watching Phil Donahue and H.R.
No, he's
Puff
not
and
even.
stuff.
He's probably watching Ricky Lake.
Right. But he's like, it's like, I would much rather be like, if he said some of that stuff, there's nothing back there for me. My life's over. Marion hates me or whatever. If there was a little bit of that and she could come back with, no, you're running away from your own life. That's stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would have helped a lot, I think.
I agree, but it's not like they suddenly developed this deep, abiding love she has for him that hasn't shown up at any other part of this movie. And she's like, I have to bring you back so you don't suffer here. And it just...
Well, okay, hang on. So there's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah.
Indy says, I need to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's interesting is, juxtapose that against Pete's, he has no agency. And we're at the end of the franchise, and he's like, okay, this is something he says he needs to do this. Now, why? Why does he need to do this?
That's a very
Why
good
is
question.
he willing to give up his complete life? Yes, I know he's drinking, watching Phil Donahue, and Marion's left him. But in this moment, he's like, I'm going to stay here
he doesn't
and
say,
never see Marion again.
Yeah, he says, you're right. He says, I need to do this.
And see, I don't, that I kind of said this last time, I think. I don't quite buy that from Indiana Jones. That like,
I don't either, but he does
I don't think
say
he
it.
wants to wrap himself up in history and stuff. I think it's a job for him a
I
little
agree.
bit. So like, so that end of it doesn't quite satisfy me, that he wants to stay there because he's so in love with Archimedes in the past and everything. But the idea that he wants to get away from his stinky life, that I do understand and do buy.
But they don't play it doesn't read like that. None of it reads like that.
No, I agree.
None of it reads like it. Like none of it makes sense in light of the rest of this movie or in light of the other movies.
Can I get back to the Antikythera for 1 second?
Yeah.
And how dumb it
course.
is? Okay, we had the whole thing about your calculations are wrong. And that whole crazy thing, which didn't make sense to us at the time. And now it doesn't even need to be in the movie because according to Archimedes, the thing is only supposed to bring him there anyway.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter where the stupid continents are. You're going to end up here. Which doesn't make sense because like Baz has been studying the thing his whole life. And he came up with all those other dates and everything.
Your angry version.
My angry Baz.
I love it that you had to go back and touch the... like an OCD freak. You had to touch all the marbles.
It's like it's making the whole movie unravel a little bit. The idea that this is only built to bring people here because it doesn't make sense according to what the thing is. Like it's supposed to predict where these things are and where they will appear in space and time or whatever.
Yeah.
So no one who received the Antikythera in the future would ever know. They would think it could go anywhere in time, like Fuller suggested. They would think that the Antikythera could be manipulated to take you anywhere, but the truth is it would always only take you here. But Archimedes is the only one who knows that. Is that true?
I guess so. He didn't write it in the instructions or anything.
We only know that because Helena says it, but Helena seems to... Yeah, I don't know.
She says it's a false deck.
Or a stack deck. Yeah.
The script says a forced deck, which I don't... I thought she said a false deck too, but she says a forced deck.
Oh, okay.
Which I think means the same...
So a forced deck, meaning Archimedes manipulated some person from the future to always find it and always come back to help him no matter what.
It's like a magician with a deck of cards and he's going to force you to take the 3 of spades no matter what.
Right.
No matter what.
No, but
and
you
you're
think
going to think it's magic.
How is Baz getting like other dates? Like he had those dates, like 1939 will bring you here. 1982 will bring it. That it's going to show up at different times, and if when it shows up, you go into it at that point, you'll end up at this other point.
So wait a minute. So that little card trick bit on the boat was foreshadowing this.
Yeah, a little bit.
Wait, what card trick thing on the boat?
She
Oh, Pete.
You know which one. That awesome scene where she does the card tricks and stuff.
That's the force.
And Rennie was dazzled.
Did she do a card trick? I literally don't remember a card trick.
Rennie did, right?
She did it to Rennie, and he was so delighted. He was like,
I literally have no memory of it. What?
I mean, it was a.
I'm not joking. I have no memory. What was? What was the?
I'll
card
be honest.
trick?
I don't remember what the trick was, but she it was like I'll guess your card or something. Like pick any random card, and I'll guess.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah, I have no memory of it, but I guess that does explain that line.
A little
Weird.
bit.
Because that's what. Yeah, a forced deck.
Man, Jerry, you get movies. I gotta say.
Yeah, you're not so dumb at movies.
I don't get movies, but you get movies.
That's been my trajectory. Well, all right. So I'm thinking about this for a second. So Indy gets the treasure handed to him. He says he needs to do this. I don't know. Somebody else talk.
Yeah,
we get the most powerful punch maybe in cinematic history.
Yeah,
because and she doesn't even get a cannon sound. Like it's like a weird lightweight. Psst. But then she knocks him out so hard that he not only does he lose consciousness to be transported 2,200 years back into the future, but then apparently continues to have lost consciousness. Like while he goes through TSA and like gets on the plane and like
a lot of people have said that, and I think in the coming scene, I think you could argue it either way. That like they're either having a conversation for the first time because he just woke up, or they're reiterating a contest or a conversation they've haven't been having since like TSA and stuff.
Okay.
I don't know, but
Well,
it does seem
notice-
weird. Like,
It was a good punch. She punched it pretty hard, though.
She punched me into literally next week.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, also,
into 2,200 years of weeks.
Right.
speaking of foreshadowing, did you notice what Indy did before she punched him?
Yes, I did, Jerry.
I knew it, Tommy. You're my brother.
If this movie was awesome, she would have punched him right when the hat was right in front of his face.
Oh,
Yeah.
He slowly puts his hat back on.
Yeah.
And she has all the time in the world to just pull a Fuller on him.
And
But why do we get the Raiders theme when he puts his hat on and then she punches him?
'Cause he puts the hat
on. But see, that's again, it's the Raiders theme then means that he has no control over anything. The Raiders theme means that stupid theory about Raiders was right, that he didn't need to be in the movie because he has no agency over his life.
Can we just say for a second how stupid that theory is, and that it's
Yes,
from,
but
I
that's
think, that show, Big Bang Theory?
But that's
nobody
the
cares
theory
about
that this movie is expounding upon and saying is correct, apparently.
I think
That's how I
think
read
this
this movie.
movie's theory is more like Indiana Jones can just be like a co-star in his own movie, and we'll set up a thing for the next person or something.
He's the Mrs.
So
King to Scarecrow to who's the Scarecrow.
Yeah, right.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. I'm wondering still about this. I need to do this, and I want to know what is the relationship.
Well, what is the this that he needs to do? Is it to remain? Is it to talk to Archimedes? Is it to learn? Is it to die? Is it to, I don't know what the this even is.
Well, maybe let's see if you can answer this, Pete, and maybe that's where you're going. What is the relationship between the archaeologist and the guy who did the stuff? Just throughout time. Like if you are Indy and you go back and you show up and, they're building the Great Pyramid of Giza and you happen to run, you're like, that's him. And you happen to run into like a guy who's hauling, big blocks up to place on the pyramid. Are you like, what is the relationship between the archaeologist, the guy who studies all these things from the past, and just literally running into the guy?
I actually understand it now. I understand it now.
Ooh.
This that he needs to do is he needs to go bury all the artifacts that he can find later. And that's how he knows how to find them, since he's not an actual archaeologist.
That's amazing.
So he'll bury the Ark of the
I'm
Covenant.
going to bury everything in the sand for 1,000 years.
Yeah, for 2,200 years.
and so because Indy studies history, right? And you're like, that's his whole life's work, his biggest passion. Yes, he's a treasure hunter and a tomb raider, whatever. Tomb Raider. But here he is now in the middle of it, and he's part of the Battle of Syracuse. Not just studying it, but he meets the guy who's doing it, and the shoulder falls in front of his face.
He's almost killed by the main battler.
Yeah,
Right.
he needs to do this. And I'm just thinking again, what is the relationship between the archaeologist and Archimedes? Or whatever, the guy who does the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, say you're studying like Pizarro.
Yeah.
You're like whoever it is. You're just
I think it's a great
run
question.
into
It has
that guy.
nothing to do with this movie.
Yeah. Or at least the movie doesn't care about it.
I think you're raising all kinds of interesting things that this movie never touches.
What if God's Anus would be open for like a month or something, and he had time to just like tool around and like see stuff and chat with Archimedes, and would that be enough for Indy? Or would he still be like, I don't know, those divorce papers are waiting for me at home. I think I'll just stay here where it's nice and warm. And I've already altered history. Archimedes was supposed to die here, but apparently I scared the army away.
Well, they haven't given us any motivation, period, so we don't know. I feel like they haven't explained any of it.
Would the point be, let me learn and see how it really was? I mean, being immersed in the Battle of Syracuse, there's no...
That's a point.
That would be
I feel
in a
like
way
you're
the
reading
pinnacle.
into this. I feel like you're reading that point into this because you want it to be a point, but I don't think that's a point in the movie.
I feel, I would love to hear from other people who either love this movie or just like it or even hate it. Like, what I'm sticking on is I know he's an archaeologist. I know it's his job. He's a professor of this stuff, but I don't buy the emotion with which he is so, I have to give up everything to stay here. Like, history means so much to me. Does it? You've been ruining everything. Like you're all this from the first movie, and you don't care about this. You're a grave robber. You're a fortune hunter. And I love you for it. You know, I love Indiana Jones, but this doesn't ring true to my Indiana Jones, and I want to know if everybody thinks that's true, or if they have another take on that.
And I want him to love history because I love history, but I don't feel like he does. Like I don't feel like it would move him like this.
Yeah. Like, is he going to wander around and be like, that should be in a museum? That should be in a museum. That should be in a museum. That should be in a museum. Everybody put your stuff down.
He might, because I don't think he would walk around saying, oh, I'm trying to understand these social interactions these people are having. He doesn't care about that. He just would think, oh, that would be a nice piece to have a museum.
Oh,
that would be nice to have a museum. That would be nice if it were in the British Museum someday.
Yeah, that's worth the price of a ticket to Marrakesh. That's worth the price of a ticket to Marrakesh.
He's like Mac at the end of Crystal Skull. He sees all these treasures that are worthless because there's no way to get them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for him, he's not seeing anything worthwhile.
Let's just boil it down, okay? Is it this simple? Is Indy just the dog that caught the car?
Yeah.
He might be, yeah.
Yeah.
But, well, I don't know. I feel like all of Indy's cars are things. They're like it's the Ark. It's the... I don't think he's like after the Fortune and Glory. I never bought that either, but like maybe the Fortune, like maybe the... Or just the winning, the prize. He likes the prize. He likes to be the guy who got it.
Yeah.
So but I don't know
in the sense that he gets credit for having found it.
Yeah, yeah. Even if he doesn't get credit, he kind of knows that he did it. But he would like that credit. But like, I feel like being there and living in it, and like, because he can't walk by and like see a lady eating off a plate and be, oh, it's my plate. I got this plate. I won. I got it's in my teeth now. Like it's not his. Like he's This isn't something that he owns or that he got. He's just sort of in it.
Yeah.
You think he's going to take all the stuff back and he's going to give it to the new Marcus? Sure, the museum will buy it. The museum will buy it.
They're good pieces, Marcus.
Yeah, they're good. I brought them back myself.
Yeah.
Hey, so if you go through God's anus, where does the plane land? Like,
does it just come out where they went
in? Does
it
come out where they went in, or does it come out in some other place? Does it come out where was it? Like in I don't know, an Italian airport or wherever the hell it was, a French airport, where the hell they were. I can't remember.
Yeah. They were in the sky someplace.
They were over Sicily, over Syracuse.
Sicily, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of in the same...
exactly the same location where they are now. They're just 2,200 years in the future.
So it doesn't move. You would just... All right, so in theory, it pushes them back over the sky. Then, Tidley's got to land the plane a second time.
Yeah.
And he's got to tell everybody he did it. And we're going to be like, yeah, I know, we know.
Also, Helena's got to convince Archimedes not to give them the Fuller's watch because they have to find it on his dead body in the...
I don't understand why is that? Why? Oh, is it only because she sees it in the sarcophagus that she says that?
I guess. No,
why does she say? No, she says he has to build it as his own. Why does she say that?
I think she's talking about the Antikythera.
But why?
But I also don't know why she says that. I don't know. It's like,
has she been reading science fiction and knows you can't have like a time
That's
loop
what's weird. I feel like she says a lot of things in these last few scenes that are just for like the people who are used to watching time travel movies and need to have this stuff addressed. Like he has to build that. You can't stay here because you're going to ruin everything. Like nobody at that time would be thinking about that stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so Tommy, let me ask you this: you movie study guy, you did stuff at Emerson College. Did you? We have this moment, a very, I guess, kind of a sobering moment, right? For Indy, he's like, I need to stay here. I need thing. There's Indy. He's finally meeting Archimedes, wrapping up the entire franchise. Does Helena come in sort of as like a little bit of comic relief, which is no, it's not going to go that way. It doesn't work like this. Does she kind of break the tone of the scene, the gravity of it in a way that is sort of like a modern thing, almost like breaking the fourth wall in a way?
I don't.
No. You guys are taking this way too seriously. It's not going to go like that.
I think she's actually legitimately desperate to not let Indy stay, and I guess her high energy could be sort of funny, like, and the way, but she's like gushing over Archimedes, like what a hero he is and what a genius and everything. But I think that's all kind of sincere.
Yeah.
And it actually reminds me of this really good Doctor Who, where he goes back and he meets Van Gogh, And Van Gogh's like a loser, and he's poor, and he's drunk, and he thinks his art sucks and everything. At the end of the episode, they have some adventure, Yeah, at the end of the episode, he brings him forward in time to like the 2000s to a museum, and Doctor Who asks him, or asks like the curator, who's played by Bill Nighy. Anyway, what do you think of? It's like a Van Gogh exhibit. And so like Van Gogh gets to hear this guy talk about what a genius Van Gogh is and see all these people paying money to see his paintings and everything. And it's actually very touching. And it's like, I got a taste of that here where she's gushing over Archimedes. Like, although I got the sense that Archimedes kind of knows he's a genius and he doesn't need this like strange English lady telling him that he's a genius and stuff. It's, I don't know. There's a lot going on and I don't like most of it. I don't hate all this stuff. By the way, it just doesn't make any sense and that really bothers me. Like, so many things that don't fit together.
Like really important thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Indy says, I need to do this. And Wombat says, so do I.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, okay, how important is this? Because it seems very, 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 very important. Like Indy has lived his whole life. He's done all this stuff. He's seen all these things. And now he's completely bewitched by this situation. And he's going to make the wrong choice.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of what we discovered in the final Indy movie. He makes the wrong decision. Fortunately, he has a loved one there next to him who saves everything. Is that how you read that?
Yes. But again, it's a weird situation for us to be watching in the last Indiana Jones
It really is
movie.
kind of like Indy in the nursing home. It's like Indy can't make his own decisions, so his younger family member is going to show up and be like, "No, Grandpa, got to get you home."
If it were an argument about my life sucks, I want to stay here, why not? That would make so much more sense to me. Because then you could have an actual argument and you could kind of agree with one person or the other. Whereas here it's like, I don't know why Indy's saying this, so of course I agree with Helena. And she should punch him really hard in the face.
In a way, is that sort of the passing of the torch of maybe morality? Like he's going to make a decision that messes everything up. It's going to ruin all the timelines and the whatever lines, blah, blah, blah. And she, we're passing the torch to like, she's now going to be the new hero who's making the right decisions and doing the right stuff.
Maybe. I don't even know if that's her main concern is that he's going to mess up the timeline or something like that. I think it's more just like, no, I can't leave Indiana Jones here. And that's another, like, just, I don't need things spoon-fed to me, but like we've had a Helena watch this entire time and we never saw where it pegged all the way to the green like this. Yeah. So I need a line somewhere like, Indy, I've been a complete dick to you this whole time, but you've always meant something to me. You're my dad's best friend, et cetera, all this stuff. You were there when I was a kid. It's something like, no, I really do need you in my life. And she could wink at the audience. We all need you in our lives, Indiana Jones. We've loved you since the 80s. But yeah, nothing's landing for me except for Tiddly.
Yeah.
Literally.
Is this the most emotional that we see her get?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Tommy, do you believe it or no?
I do believe it. Okay. I think this is a good performance actually right here from her.
Yeah.
Because I think she is desperate for Indiana Jones not to make a stupid mistake. And yeah, and I think she's giving it everything she has down to punching him in the face and knocking him out.
All right. So after this whole thing, at the final moments of this little segment we watched,
the final countdown,
is it possible that every single thing was a dream and Indy just awakes in his bed?
And you were there.
I mean, like all the stuff, like from the beginning of the movie, like he falls asleep, in his chair, drinking, watching TV, and then every single thing after that is
watching
a
Secret
dream.
of the Incas.
And also is it James Mangold? I mean, do you think that this is an allusion to like Indy fever dreams, or Indy is this is Han Solo dreaming when Indy's like all the stuff of the last 10 years, like Indy and Han Solo, they're all dreaming.
No, that would have been It would have been dumb, but it would have at least been
Indy
something.
gets fully knocked out like he's in carbonite or something.
Yeah.
He's obviously gone for like a long while. He had to get past TSA. He had to go through God's anus. He had to, like all of the stuff, and he doesn't wake up. And they very specifically show him, awaking.
How did they get him into the airplane? Like, I don't even just like just. He's not a light man. Like that would have been hard to get him. Like even just drag him to the airplane.
Well, they got Tiddly and the other pilot guy and Helena, and maybe Archimedes helps. And his two buddies.
Is it a wink and a nod to all this Indy fever dream stuff?
I don't think it is.
Man,
we're trying to be polite, Jerry.
A lot of heavy lifting this minute.
Not enough.
I know.
No, it's admirable, Jerry, and we
I know. I love it. I wish it had been about the fever dream, but I don't see that. Yeah, and then we get this ticking clock, and I just keep thinking I could be watching Run Lola Run or something.
Okay, lastly, Indy, the window is closing. Is that a call back to Indy? The fire is dying.
Oh, probably not.
Wait, the window is closing.
You guys even watch these movies?
Wait, what's the fire is dying? What am I missing?
That's from Raiders of the Lost Ark from 1981.
He doesn't even remember the card trick on the boat. How can you forget the card
How can I remember Raiders?
Yeah.
I know. Oh.
Well, speaking of probably not, coming in over the wire, this just in from Professor Christy Porter.
Oh.
Who is a person other people want to meet, but you never saw the attraction?
Me?
Oh. Meet like... Oh, you? Wait a minute.
And that one actually wanted to
Who wants
meet
to
me.
meet
If they
you?
had, I would.
No.
Yeah.
Who else? Yeah.
Do you mean like, like when you ask like a party question, like who would you most like to have dinner with or whatever?
Yeah.
Somebody will say, like, I don't know, Albert Schweitzer. Like, okay,
Sean Cassidy.
Sean Cassidy, why not? In his heyday. I guess, I don't know. There's probably a lot of those. Like, I can't think of a good. I mean, most people's answers to those things aren't horrible. It might just not be the one you're most interested in or something.
I think if you went back in time, and Pete, you touched on this a little bit, like you went back in time, you're hanging out with Archimedes the whole time, you'd be like, man, is he wearing rose water? I can't get past that smell.
Or is he constantly farting? Is it just what people did in the past? Everything stinks awfully here.
What can I get back through God's anus?
Yeah. Divorce is better than this. Oh, my God.
I wind up drinking on like one of those really nice handmade, Shea Lounge things from 2,000 years ago.
I feel like if somebody wants to meet somebody else, it's probably meaningful to them.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a hard question
So Jerry,
to
you
answer.
would be a jerk to critique that.
You mean Christy?
I mean, tell Christy,
Christy
please.
writes these definitely, and not Jerry.
Yeah, totally. Christy, the person who wrote this and all these other telegrams from Professor Christy Porter.
You're going to laugh. Christy did write that. And you know what? Maybe you want to meet her. Okay?
Maybe we do.
Yeah.
Maybe we do.
Yeah.
Well, listen,
We'll
everybody.
go meet her together.
We got nothing better to do. Everybody, thank you for listening. We hope we haven't made you angry by, being angry. But maybe we've made you excited by agreeing with you if you had the same opinions
Or
or
rethink
ideas.
your life choices about everything.
Yeah, come on. We want to thank you for listening, and we also want to thank you in advance for coming back next week to discuss, God, we're running out of movie, one of the last episodes of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny here on the Indiana Jones Minute.
That was a fast ending, Tom.
Thank you.
Bravo, Tommy!
I'm trying to get out of here. Oh,
Yeah.
hey, I did it!
You landed it.